Hey, wrestling fans! Welcome to another episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic for October 22nd. It is the 22nd, right? Yes, it is the 22nd. Forgot there for a second. 2 days away from Bound for Glory this Saturday on pay-per-view. This Saturday, Hell in a Cell. Thanks for tuning in to 360 Wrestling Fanatic. As always, it is appreciated. And on today's episode, I'm going to be recapping last night, it was last night. Sorry, I'm all mixed up my days of the week here. And last night's episode of All Elite Wrestling Dynamite. And going to talk about some news. But first, I just want to get into a couple things. I'm not going to say too much just yet, but something I have been thinking about lately, and that is, get this camera adjusted. For those who are watching the YouTube stream right now, for some reason the chat has been disconnected, or for some reason. I think it's back on now though, but sorry about that. If you're listening to the audio, you don't know what's going on, but if you're watching on the YouTube stream, thank you. As I was saying, I've been thinking lately about maybe adding a couple more podcasts to the 360 Wrestling podcast family here. Maybe a couple new shows. Nothing is official just yet, but I've been thinking about it. So there might be one or two more podcasts coming soon. So stay tuned for that. And also, I'm still looking for co-host right here, 360 Wrestling Fanatic. If you're interested or you know anybody who is interested, leave a comment down below in the comment section, or the email 360 Wrestling Podcast, or any social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. So let's get into today's episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Gonna be starting off last night, AEW Dynamite, Jacksonville, Florida, Daly's Place. This is going to be, I know, like, I used to do more detailed notes, more detailed recaps, but, like, I'm not getting in the whole picture there. Sorry about that. If you are watching on the YouTube stream, having some problems for some reason. Not really sure why, but hopefully that won't continue. So keep watching the YouTube stream. Hopefully it'll be all right. And Dynamite, as I was saying, hopefully soon I'll get more detailed notes, more detailed recaps on shows. But until then, we start off Dynamite. Wardlow defeated Jungle Boy. And now we have comments from the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley discussing, excuse me about that, discussing the situation with Eddie Kingston. And then we find out the AEW World Championship match with Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston at Full Gear will be an I Quit match. And sorry about that, I forgot to mention the first match, Wardlow and Jungle Boy, was the first match in the World Title Eliminator Tournament, and Wardlow advanced, obviously. Now we have Kenny Omega taking on Sonny Kiss. This one, if you blinked, you missed it. Omega, brand new entrants, dancers, and hits the knee trigger, the one-winged angel, and it's over. Gets the win over Sunny Kiss to advance. And Tony Schiavone is with Orange Cassidy discussing the time limit draw against Cody for the TNT Championship, which was a good match and went the distance. And next week on Dynamite, we will see that rematch once again for the TNT Championship as Orange Cassidy challenges Cody. And if it's as good as the last match, this one definitely worth watching. And then we see the TNT champion, Cody, and his coach, Arn Anderson, arriving to Daly's place. In our next match, the tournament continues. Eddie Kingston is on commentary for this one, and it is partner versus partner, brother versus brother, Penta El Zero versus Phoenix. Very good match here. If you'd missed it, definitely check it out. Phoenix advance. Of course, now there's something came out from this. I'll get to it when I talk about the news in a little bit. But Phoenix wins to advance. More tournament action. Colt Cabana versus Hangman Adam Page. And Page wins to advance. And after the match, we see the Dark Order make their way to the ring to check on Colt Cabana. And now it is time for Team Taz as we see him cut a promo on Darby Allin and Will Hobbs. And now it is time for the steak dinner, Chris Jericho and MJF, which Jericho says there will be the rest of the Inner Circle, and they will decide whether MJF will join them or not. And then the dinner turns into a musical dance number, which was very entertaining. This was just great. If you missed this, I definitely recommend you watch this. It was one of the most entertaining things in wrestling this year. So next week, we have to wait and see if MJF will be a member of the Inner Circle. Our main event is up. Or not yet, excuse me. Got a little ahead of myself in my notes here. Britt Baker defeats Kylie King via submission with the lockjaw with the pink glove on. And now it is time for the main event. Four-way tag team action. The Butcher and the Blade. Once again, they got the Bunny back in their corner, taking on the Dark Order, Private Party, and the Young Bucks. And the Young Bucks are victorious in the main event, so they will now advance to Full Gear to challenge FTR for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. And FTR was on commentary during that match. So that was Dynamite. Overall, a very good episode. And looking forward to next week, the Town Hall meeting, the rematch, Cody Rhodes and Orange Cassidy for the AEW TNT Championship on the line. Definitely, if you have the rematch here on Dynamite next week, I definitely recommend you check it out. You won't be disappointed. Also, as I said during last night's Dynamite, check out the musical number with MJF and Chris Jericho. Great. It's great. Very entertaining. It's something you do not want to miss. If you enjoy the entertainment aspect of pro wrestling, it is definitely something you want to check out. Chris Jericho, obviously, everybody knows he's an entertainer, but also MJF was very entertaining in this segment as well, and I definitely recommend you check that out. Also, some news to talk about, as I mentioned. Apparently, Phoenix was injured during the match last night against his brother Penta El Zero, and it's not official yet, but what I have seen is there is a chance that he could be pulled from the tournament due to this injury. But we will just have to wait and see what happens here. And more AEW news, Joey Janela, who took part of the collective weekend last weekend, the GCW. Some news came out about there being several positive tests of COVID-19, and they say he came in contact with someone who tested positive. So, of course, he was not able to attend Dynamite last night. And once again, Dynamite defeated NXT in the ratings, which more often than not, it is AEW winning in ratings and viewership. I mean, don't get me wrong, NXT is a great show, but like I have said on the podcast, I watch Dynamite every week live on Wednesday nights, and then I watch NXT at another time. And there's been a few times NXT has beat Dynamite in the ratings, but like I said, more often than not, it is Dynamite winning the Wednesday Night War. And coming up this Saturday, Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory on pay-per-view. I definitely recommend that. I know I will be checking it out or watching it live, I should say. You can, of course, your local pay-per-view provider or fight.tv. It's kind of easier with the Fight app. That's what I do on my Roku TV. For the Impact World Championship, we have Eric Young defending against Rich Swann. The Impact World Tag Team Championships are on the line. The Motor City Machine Guns, the Good Brothers, the North, and Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. That should be a very entertaining match. And the Impact Women's Championship is on the line. Deonna Purrazzo taking on Kylie Ray. If you missed it, Kylie Ray is a little more aggressive side since Deonna Purrazzo taking out her good friend Susie. And more. Also, Impact has announced that the Hall of Fame induction of Ken Shamrock will take place during the pre-show this Saturday. And it's been talked about a little bit that The Rock may have done a video for Ken Shamrock. Well, we'll just have to see. That this Saturday, Bound for Glory from Impact Wrestling on pay-per-view. And that's all for this episode. I hope to be back again soon and hopefully have a longer episode. I hope to recap Bound for Glory. And until then, just stay tuned, stay safe, keep washing your hands and using the hand sanitizer. Wear your mask, please. Be safe, everybody. And like I said at the top of the show, more podcasts here at 360 Wrestling Podcast could be coming soon. And if you want to be a co-host, 360 Wrestling Fanatic, I'm still looking for one. Email 360 Wrestling Podcast at gmail.com or leave a comment down below in the comment section and the social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. But until then, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you very much. I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.